Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here to talk about a very big subject that I think isn't actually talked about enough, and there isn't a lot of awareness about it, and I think people kind of forget it when they get older, or like just because their life's fine doesn't mean someone else's life is fine. And that's bullying. Now bullying can happen in so many different ways. There could be social media, there could be in-person bullying. People can just target you and your mental state, target what you look like, target you if you're maybe better than them and they're jealous. There's so many things that people bully other people because of, and I don't think it's talked about enough, and I don't think people actually realise how much it can affect someone. So yeah, I'm just going to be talking about that, and I'm going to talk about my actual experience about bullying through my school years. So let's get into the video. Okay, so bullying. On social media you can get people bullying people to either pressure to do things or called names, and that is quite a big thing. Like, name calling is quite a big thing in schools, primary schools, secondary schools. It can go all the way up to college, and even at your workplace. It doesn't really matter how old you are, people can still be a bully. And I just want to say, if anyone's being bullied out there, it's gonna pass. Like, you've just got to stay so strong, because at the end of the day you're gonna be successful. It's only gonna improve you, and I can tell you from my experience of bullying that you can get through it, and it will help you. Like, for me, for my bullying experience, it has actually helped me to grow stronger. It's helped me to be able to stand up for myself now, to be able to look at a bad situation and turn it into a good situation. So don't think it's going to destroy the rest of your life. You've got people around you who can help and support you. Just don't give up, and just keep looking for that positive, because at the end of the day, the bullies are actually jealous of you. You could be smart and they'll bully you just because they're jealous because you're better than maybe maths or a certain class than them. So, you could be pretty, you could, like, it's literally so many things that people bully people for, because then bullies are jealous, and because then bullies have nothing else to do. They want to pick on someone who you may be quiet, and they may pick on you because of that, because they know you're not going to bite back or say anything back. Bullies pick on people because maybe they're not actually happy with their life. Maybe they've got so many things going wrong at home, or they're not happy with their body or the way they look. They're now projecting that and putting it on you, and I know that's definitely not an excuse why anyone should do that, but you've just got to think of it as in, they're probably jealous. They're probably jealous of the things you're doing. Maybe your friends are jealous of that. They're jealous of maybe your family. You have a full family, a good family, a mum, a dad. Like, you never actually know, but it is always, there's a reason to why they do it, or they just want to boost themselves up. They want to bully someone so then other people see them as, oh look, like they're I don't know what people say nowadays, they look stronger, but in fact it's not. It's such a big deal, and it's not right at all, and no one should ever go through bullying, because it can really affect you in your school days, and at the time as a kid it's gonna really affect you, and you're gonna feel like it's the end of the world. Like, all the emotions I went through when I was bullied, I felt low, I felt I didn't want to be here anymore. There were so many different things that I would think of each day. I didn't even want to go to school most days. I did not, like, I fully regretted every day I woke up, when really we all should wake up and feel like, right, I'm alive, great, that's perfect. But at the time it was the end of the world for me. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I would be so upset. I would come home crying. Like, it was a big deal. Whether them bullies knew how much it affected me or not, they were doing something so wrong, and I just struggled so much to deal with it. So if you're struggling to deal with it, carry on watching this video, and hopefully I can help you out and give you some information and my personal experience also, so I'm not just here talking thinking I know it. I've been through it. But yeah, so my personal experience of bullying, I was in primary school. I started from a young age, just name calling, you know, like kids do like looks and name calling. So that wasn't as bad, but it was still bullying, part of bullying. It can be any small and big, it's all still in the same category, and it still all isn't right. Like, you can't make it right. I was a year behind in primary school, and I got bullied because I used to always have a TA with me, because a TA would help me out, write things down, explain it if I didn't get it, because I'm dyslexic and I was a year behind, so I had it all basically. And I look back to that and I'm like, why would people even think it's, like kids think it's okay to bully someone just because they're getting extra help? At the end of the day, everyone's there to learn and get good grades. Doesn't matter how small or what age you are, everyone's there at the end of the day to get grades. If someone needs a bit of help, it's okay. Like, I wish I had someone to tell me that it's okay to get help. You just need to ignore everyone else. At the end of the day, you're going to get your education and the help that you need in that class. Because if you're too worried about what they think, then it's going to stop you from learning. You'll probably turn down help that you need, and then you're going to be struggling. You need to literally ignore them people who think that they're who think that they're doing, you need to ignore them people who think that they're doing something that's funny or a class clown, when it's not. It's your learning that's going to be affected. So if you do get a helper or a TA like I did throughout my life, take it. Don't be afraid to take it, because it's going to help you out a lot. And if you need help, then you need help. There's no going around it. Just because then people are picking on you over there, they're going to be the ones struggling, or if they're struggling, that's their fault. I think people need to concentrate more on their learning and their life rather than picking on someone else's, just because maybe they're less skillful than others or just struggle to learn. So I had a TA throughout, and that kind of, I don't know, kind of gave people a thing to kind of look at me or laugh at me and kind of take the mick. And through secondary school, it got worse. So primary school, it was only a little bit, so I don't even remember much, but secondary school, I remember it all. It got very bad. In year 7, it was fine. Everyone was new, so no one picked on anyone. We all would go around together, and then it starts to, the year does start to separate into different groups. And grouping in school, you have, I don't know why there was groups and who even named these, but you had the smart kids, you had the quiet kids, you had the sporty kids, the popular ones. Don't know why we called them popular kids, because to be honest, they weren't very nice. And then you had the middle kids who's friends with kind of everyone. And whoever made up these categories and whoever named them that and kind of spread that around, I don't understand why there's groups anyway. We're all there to learn, get a grade, get a job out of it, do something with ourselves. I don't see why we're beating each other up for there's no competition. I've got me and myself as competition, because everyone else around you is learning differently. So you're not actually competing with everyone else. Everyone else wants different things, even though it's similar, but wants different things, has different abilities to, maybe someone's more sporty, maybe someone's good at maths. We've all got different things, so we can't actually compete. I don't know why we're competing against each other. There's nothing to compete against. You're just trying to do the best you can in your life and make yourself happy. It's not about, oh, I want to be that person over there in this race or whatever. It's about you and what you feel comfortable in doing, what makes you happy, and everyone's different. So in my school experience, I got things thrown at me, I got touched, I got pushed around, I got videoed, name called, you name it, the lot. It wasn't a nice experience at the time. Like I said before in this video, I didn't want to be here anymore. I was always down, I was always crying, dreading the next morning. I would love coming home. I couldn't wait till school ended, and it really shouldn't be like that, because if you're in a learning place and you hate it, how are you going to learn, how are you going to improve? My confidence dropped quite a lot when I got bullied. It was about, I think, I'm not entirely sure, but year 9, 10, and I think, I don't know if it stopped in year 11, I'm not entirely sure, because it was ages ago. But I got things thrown at me, they were videoing me, they'd push me, they would touch me when I didn't want to be touched. They would literally do it all, and I don't see why. Like, what was the point of that? I wish back then, I stood up for myself more, because I was quite quiet. I kind of just kept pushing them away or just trying to ignore it, but you can't. They were in my, like, we had like tutors and bands, they were in mine, so I physically couldn't get away from them at all. So at the time, it was a dreadful experience. My confidence went shooting down. Like I said, I dreaded every day, and I look back at them days and I think it has affected me in my life. Like, don't get me wrong, it will affect some people. Like, for me, my confidence, when I got up to college, my confidence went so down that I even got ill because I panicked so much about doing a presentation in front of class. Now, some people don't like standing in front of people, but I think the bullying affected my confidence so much to the point where I would now think that people would be judging me or maybe talking behind my back about me when I'm up there speaking. And I do stutter with my words, like, just a bit, so I do get very nervous when talking. But so that was a big, I got ill twice. I had one thing that I felt the half of my face dropping and it was all numb, and I couldn't, like, it just felt like there's a weight on it. So we went to the A&E and they checked me out and made sure I wasn't, because obviously that's a stroke symptom, but it wasn't. Like, it was just so much stress. They were like, are you dealing through any stress or anything? And I said, yeah, I've got, like, it's a presentation. And I had one presentation, and that made me feel that way. So it was quite a lot of pressure. And then I had one more presentation that I had to do in front of my class, and even though I knew they weren't going to judge me, and there was such a good, like, college was such a good experience because all the bullying stopped, everyone was doing them, like, no one had time to just pick on someone just because they were better than them or because their life wasn't good. Like, no one had time for that, especially in my college anyway. It was so good college, and a good getaway. Like, it really did help me boost up again my confidence. But then I had another experience where I couldn't, like, see, like, I could see but it was like all blurry and dotted, and that was because of stress also. Now, people don't actually know, like, how much stress can actually affect your day-to-day life, how it can affect your body. I'm a big stressor, and I still am. I'm still trying to improve in it, but it does affect you so much in so many different ways. So for me, it was my vision and half of my face. For someone else, they could feel really faint. They might have to sit down. Like, it is such a big thing. And when you tell people, oh, I've got a presentation, all they say to you is, oh yeah, you'll be fine, but they don't actually realise how much you stress. So bullying has affected me in the confidence kind of way. I haven't been able to step out there as much. But like I said, you've got to take the positives out of the negatives. To be honest, bullying has strengthened me. It has made me the person I am today, and I'm proud of the person I am today. It has made me stronger. It has made me have the confidence to stick up for people who get bullied. It has made me know right and wrong. It's made me realise when someone's saying something, I know that that's wrong. I don't just go along and laugh about it. I know that's wrong. And it's just made me the person I am today, much stronger. I'm still working on my confidence, don't get me wrong, but I'm much more confident, much more bubbly, louder. Like I said, from year 7 I was quiet. I had a short cut bob hair, a massive bag that really didn't fit me, a uniform that didn't fit me either. But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about my experience because people can get so low, and some people have lost their life. They have taken their own life because of bullying, and I just think that I wish I could be that person who could be there for them, or be in their year to help them out. And a lot of people feel like when other people are being bullied, they feel like they have to be on the bully side. Well, no, you don't. You have a choice. Go on to that other person's side. I had people in my tutor who were quiet, but as soon as I got bullied, there was 3 of them, and as soon as they would see that group of girls bullying me, I wanted them to stick up for me. She put her arm around me, she stuck up for me, she walked me away. Now, I didn't thank her at the time because I was young and I kind of was still, like, upset about everything, but I couldn't thank that person enough. even though they did so little, like they did a simple thing and it helped me in that situation so much. They didn't have to stick up for me. I didn't always hang around with them, but they did. They stuck up for me, and I never asked them, but I appreciate that so much. So if you're going to school, going to college, and you see it happening, stick up for the person, because you don't know what's going to happen the next day. You don't know how bad the situation is. They could take their own life, and a good amount of people, I'm pretty sure, have, because it's been so bad. And I just feel so sad, and so for their families and for that person that they felt that was the last resort. So if you're getting bullied, think of the positive. Don't think it's over. It's gonna get better. In college it will get better. Throughout life it will get better. Surround yourself with people who are gonna stick up for you. Don't surround yourself with people who just look cool, or because they're not gonna have your back at all. Stick to the people who are positive, who impact your life in a positive way, drive you to be your best, stick up for you when you're getting bullied, or know what's wrong and what's right. Don't hang around with people who think they're all that, who think bullying people and calling people names is funny. It's not cool. It's not a trend. People nowadays, the young generation, think it's like such a trend to bully people. Oh yeah, it's good to bully people and build yourself up. Oh, it's very funny. It's not funny. Like, people can really take their own life, and that will be your fault. Whether you like it or not, you're going to have that on your shoulders for the rest of your life. So if you see someone being bullied, stop it immediately. You don't know how much bullying they've had. They could have been bullied. If you see someone being bullied, that's just one experience you've seen, and that's not even done to you. Imagine how much they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And bullying happens a lot when in the younger generation. Tell your siblings, tell your cousins, tell the little ones you know, teach them that bullying's not okay, and teach them it's okay to stand up to people who are being bullied. Don't let them be afraid of sticking up to the bully. Stick up to them. Don't, because I was quiet, and I do regret being quiet, and I wish I could go back and teach them all a lesson. I wish I could go back and really stick up for myself and make a change. But obviously it's hard. I know it's easier said than done. It's hard to say at the time because you feel like it's you against everyone else. I had, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I think it's 4 or 5 who were in this group, and they would bully. And it was basically 5-4 against 1. And I did have some people stick up to me, but most of the time they didn't. So I don't blame them for not sticking up for me, because at the end of the day they're not doing the bullying. But it would have been nice. They witnessed me being bullied and they didn't step up and do anything about it, except for them, the 3 girls who were in a group, and they did stick up for me. So I appreciate them so much. And to be honest, I wish I did hang around with them people more than the people I did, because the people I did, some of them didn't actually stick up for me at all, and some of them actually ended up being on that side. So yeah, that's just my experience. And if anyone's watching this and you are being bullied, reach out to people, change your friendship group, take the positive from the negative. They're only bullying you because you have something that they don't have, or because they have nothing else to do and they're not happy with their life maybe. Think about that and really keep repeating to yourself, you're going to get through it, you're going to be fine. Because now look, I'm still here, I'm really enjoying myself, I've gone to America, I've played football. Just kind of distract yourself from the situation and stick up for yourself. It's not a bad thing if you stick up for yourself. Honestly, I regret doing it. If you're quiet and you were quiet like me, honestly, stick up for yourself. Say something. Stand up for yourself. Don't just sit there and let it happen, because it is not okay. And it's not okay to be happening to anyone's child, anyone's cousin, anyone's family member, sister, brother, no one. Boys get bullied too. It's not just a girl and girl thing. I know girl groups can be quite mean, but boys can get bullied too. And I think as a world, we need to be more knowledgeable and recognise the bullying from a younger age to even your 20s like me, 30s, 40s. You can get bullied in any situation. You just have to stick up for them and take the positive from the negative. I'm much more confident now. I take that, I wouldn't be shaped the person I am today if that didn't happen. I'm bubbly. I'm always looking at any bad situation in a good way. There's so many positives to take out of it. But if you're in that situation, like I said, surround yourself with people who will stick up for you. And don't turn into the bully. A lot of people sometimes stick up for themselves, and then once they've won, they don't turn into that person. You got to stop yourself. You got to stick up for yourself. Once they've backed off and you've stuck up for yourself, then go and do you. Live your life. Don't keep picking them just because they did it to you. Because you don't want to be as bad as that bully. You do not want to sink down, because then you're basically doing the reverse and being the bully. Don't do that. Stick up for yourself till they go away, and then do you. Live the rest of your life. Because you can't live through your life, sad and thinking, oh, the times when I got bullied. Like, I understand it was a hard time, but you really have to. You can't let it control your emotions. Someone once told me you can't let things control your emotions, because then they have won. Now I live each day of my life not thinking about it, but saying like, I've improved from then, look at me now, boosting myself up. You have to. You can't live your life regretting and looking back on, oh, when I got bullied, and oh, this is why. You can't have any excuses, otherwise you've literally let them win and take over your emotions in your life. Don't ever let them take over a part of you that's yours. This is yours. Yourself is yours. Take that control and don't let anyone else have it. So yeah, that was my video. I hope this helped someone out there who's being bullied, or just being picked on at school, or even I hope it's helped people open up their eyes and realise to the people that it's okay to stick up for people. I hope now you've changed your mind on the view of bullying, and I hope you start to stick up for people around you, because we're all in this world together. We're all trying to get the grades, and at the pandemic it's such a hard time. I think the biggest thing now is social media being bullied. If you see someone being bullied on social media, say something. Don't just let it slide or forget about it or pretend you haven't seen it. Say something. It's not nice, and it's not a trend, and it's really not cool to do. So yeah, that's my video. I hope I helped someone out there, or everyone who watched it, and just to give people who don't know about bullying an insight to what it's actually like and what it can affect. But yeah, hope you have a good day. Bye.